back everyone, Tim here, TRD Adventures. Little back-to-back episodes. This one we're going to go over my Class 3 build here. So this is setting on a Gspeed V3 chassis in carbon fiber, and this is a Capra axle based Class 3. So exterior wise, body. I've seen it in my previous video. This is the new cliffhanger body. We went through to the cutting and painting, drilling, even watched me paint it with the wrong paint initially. I realized that as soon as I picked up the paint and finished the video, but I did get that fixed and got it taken off and recoated. So hopefully we saved it as best we could. Mounting, I just have a single body post here in the front and two body posts in the rear. I did install get a bomber interior put in the rear. Did a little exhaust cut out there in the top, some scale accessories, and the Gspeed G-spot here in the top. So voila, what's underneath? I know there have been some requests on this build and how I've got everything. So starting, working our way in here. Wheels, tires. These are again Boom Racing wheels. These are with purple faceplate and neochrome barrels with some super shafty rotors in there behind the hubs, just for scale aspect, get a little scale points there. Wheels and tires. Again, these, if I'm running, these are OG KLRs in red with Halo white dot foams in the rear and Halo air downs in the front. If I do run 2.2s, I have 2.2 OG or 2.2 Voodoo KLRs to run if I have to run big tires that day. Working our way in, suspension. Again, modified Traxxas big bores, 2660s. No preload 3D printed spring cups. Orange low humidity springs in the rear, pink in the front. Again, another set of those beautiful IERC sliders. These are raw aluminum. IERC single rear bumper again, and IERC bumper with fairlead here in the front. Electronics. We are running in this setup motor. We are running a Three Brothers RC Kratos 6 3000 kV censored brushless motor with a Mamba X ESC and Three Brothers RC Overlander winch here on the side, and that is mounted and secured. I forgot to mention in the video, this is using the Gspeed carbon fiber winch mount for the chassis, and front servo here is a Three Brothers RC G14 servo, and in the rear a Three Brothers RC G11 servo. I run, again, Class 3 here, I run on 4S. All the servos take direct 4S power. Moving on in. Links. High clearance links, uppers and lowers. And drive shafts. Transmission. So this is a Capra axle based vehicle. So a lot of people ask about Capra axles, want transmissions. This is just a standard axial 3-gear transmission with a pinion. I believe I'm running a 23 tooth pinion and big 3000 kV motor on 4S. So the gearing and the motor accommodates for the reduction from the portal axles to a standard transmission. And the 4S, this motor 300 on 4S has insane low speed control for what it is. For being a big motor, it is awesome and smooth. I love it, and I'm super glad I put that motor in there. Next up, like I said, axles. So Capra axles, a front Capra axle and a front Capra axle. For the actual front here, I've added some 3D brass third member cover there, and some aluminum knuckles and some small brass portal covers. Not bigger like normal ones. These are actually just the size of the stock portal cover, but in brass instead of plastic, just to get a little weight in the front there to give me a little more of my front bias back after the adding additional weight when I went to rear steer. And Class 3, of course, yes, we have rear steer. So let's throw the body on and we'll go over some Class 3 basic rules and add up some points there. Okay, so again, I will link Sorka down below. This is what rules I follow when building and point system that I base off of. But also keep in mind, if your local rules and areas differ, obviously build off of those, because that is where your competing. So, like I said, in the beginning, I'll just link below. I'm not going to touch base huge on it. There is a general vehicle detail section that this section entails specific rules that covers all 3 classes, and from there. So big one, let's go down here specifically on the class 3. Class 3 is full, modified, not street legal. You put it on the trailer, you go down to your local off-road park or wherever and have at it, load it back up on the trailer and go home, as entailed to 1-to-1. So first off, with class 3, you can utilize either 4-wheel steer or dig. You can not use both. You can have one. You can use one or the other during competition. So now, as far as body, we mentioned on class 2, there's a minimum body height. The body must be itself 4.5 inches tall. Now this one, there's not necessarily minimum body height. There is, but it is related to your tires. The cab can be no more, or the tire can be no more than 1/2 inch taller than the cab itself. So if your tire weight is, the maximum size tires for class 3 is 5.75. So if you're running a 5.5 inch tall tire, your cab has to be 5 inches tall. Next up, width. There is no maximum width, but the body must be at least 5 inches wide from the front to the rear of the doors. And mirrors, rock sliders, those don't count in those measurements. Length, the body chassis must be as long as the wheelbase of the vehicle. I said tires, maximum tire size is 5.75 on a 2.2 wheel. And tire modifications, again, are allowed in class 2 as long as they maintain the rest of the tire rules as far as size. So let's get down here. Now, I chose to go back to Lexan for class 3, mostly because the cliffhanger body came out and I really wanted it, and this was going to be a perfect fit. So getting 50 points with Lexan body can be a challenge, but it is possible, and I'm working on getting there. But for right now, this is where I'm at, and I don't have very many, so we're going to kind of go with what I have, and we'll see how much I just don't have. So going over the points here, we can skip all these hard body, drop bed rules. Okay, first thing that I'm going to get points for are sliders. I do have metal sliders, so we get 3 points. Bumpers, I have metal front and rear bumpers, so that gives me -6. Stinger or grill guard, I do have the grill guard there, so that gives me 1 point. 3D shock mounts. Similar to the other one, I do have a custom metal roof rack on the way, so I'm going to go ahead and put 2 points in there for that. No light bar. Full interior, I do not have a full interior. I have an interior cover, and I will go with my driver there for 1 point, and this is a 2-seat interior, so that'll give me 3 points. Next up, leaf springs, nope. Multiple driven axles, nope. I have chassis axle mounted servos front and rear, so no additional points for that. No points for functioning transfer case. No engine. So we're going down for the accessories. So non-functional accessories, again, 1 each, maximum of 6. So non-functioning accessories, we got 1 for the exhaust there. The rotors makes it 2. We have a gas can for 3. We have an axe for 4. A sleeping bag, and a battery, so 6. Next up, functional accessories. So we have a winch, that's 2. We have sand ladders for 3. We have a tow strap for 4. We have a snatch block for 5. D-rings for 6. And I have a pull pal with somewhere at some of the others. Sometimes the pull pals I'll just switch back and forth. So I will make sure I have that. I will have the other 2 on there. So we'll just go ahead and do the 8. So 29 scale points. Ultimate goal is 50. But if I can get this to over 40, I'll be happy. So I'll do some work. I'm going to try to get some more with the interior here. That's a place where I can gain the most points with the interior, maybe just a little metal roll bar here to get those metal points and still try to keep the weight down, but a scratch built like styrene interior, that's going to be a primary goal for this body, to gain some additional points. So it'll be a challenge. I know people can do it, and I know there are a lot more talented builders out there than me that stuff just comes easy to them. The scratch building and stuff, I can picture it great, but taking it from here to the table, sometimes it gets lost in translation. So that part is a definite challenge for me, and I'm not the best at it. So it's something I'm trying to learn more as I get and learn more, watch videos, and just get better at it. Something that I really do want to learn, and that's just an amazing skill. Some of these interiors that these guys make are just amazing. Even just how simple they are, but how great they look, and effectively to gain the scale points. So that'll be part of this next journey in regards to class 3, is seeing how many points we can get. So anyways, just a quick one, back to back. I said class 1's coming as soon as I get the rest, as soon as I get it back together. So in the meantime, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, enjoying what you're seeing. Until next time, everyone, have a great one and crawl on.